Hello, beautiful collective. It's Satya back again with another video. It is April 5th and we have the full moon in Libra. So I wanted to just come today and talk a little bit about the full moon in Libra, symbolism, what we can expect, what you might be experiencing, and talk a little bit about Isis as she is a representation of Libra. And I'm also going to put out a video, so expect like a part 1, part 2, part 3 kind of thing here. So to begin with, we have our full moon in Libra. Libra is an air sign, so the full moon, of course, is really symbolic of taking things to completion, insight, illumination, right? The moon is at its fullest, so it has an effect of really bringing light to other times of the month where there is less light, or in a new moon where there is no light from the moon. So this illumination, this insight will lend itself to us when we have to make important decisions, if we are have been ruminating or thinking about things or working on projects. This insight, this illumination is coming to us at the time of the full moon. So it's a wonderful time to make decisions that need to be made, take steps in the direction that need to be taken, and really push things that you've been working on into full completion. You'll see here that my full moon card is exemplified by a beautiful flower that is in full bloom, and the key word here is solution. So finding solutions, things coming to completion, and really allowing ourselves to move on to the next. The full moon, of course, is in Libra, and Libra is the sign that is about fairness, balance, knowing justice, knowing peace, harmony. And so this full moon in Libra is a time where we might be able to get some insight and illumination on things that will bring fairness and peace and harmony to our lives. It also happens to be in the 7th house, which is a house of partnerships and relationships. And so the 7th house really has an energy of protecting relationships and partnerships, intimacy, how we relate to others, nurturing relationships, friendships, love relationships, family relationships, relationships to individuals in the community, all of those things. And so this full moon happening in Libra, occurring in the 7th house, is really going to bring us some much needed insight that's going to help us contemplate things that are occurring in our lives in regards to relationships and partnerships, or nurturing those relationships and partnerships, or how we relate to others, or how people relate to us. And it will illuminate and give us insight on these issues, and allow us to really create more peace and harmony in that particular area. So that's going to be very helpful for all of us, but especially for those of us who have some static in our friendships, or some bristling up with family members. This is just a really good time to make those connections, reach back out to people, check on others, and let them know if there were any quarrels or fights, that you want to resolve, that you want to move on, and really just bring that support system and those relationships back into a place of peace and harmony. So that's a little bit about the full moon. Really meditate on that tonight. Of course, the full moon energy happens a little bit before the full moon, during the full moon, and after. And of course, depending on where you're located in the world, The full moon might be happening right now, might be happening a little bit later, but I definitely encourage you to take part in that. A little bit about some other alignments that are happening. I've laid out here some cards that I would like to talk about, just because while the full moon in Libra, of course, is happening tonight and that power is really with us, there are some other really interesting alignments that I know speak to me, and if by chance it speaks to me, I'm hoping maybe other people will find it useful. So one of them is the Sun conjunct Moon opposed to Chiron. And right now Chiron is in Aries. So the Sun, we know, is really spirit, source. It's our life force. It is the fire, the power, the passion of life. If you can see that there we go. It really is that driving momentum, that sense of vitality that we experience in our life. And the moon is our perception, it's our emotions, it's our deep-rooted feelings, our soul. It's connected to how we express our emotions. It is the deep nurturing place, sometimes also deep hidden emotions, the deep hidden part of our soul. And with that being in opposition to Chiron, that is the wounded healer. Chiron in mythology was the tutor of Achilles. And you can see here, this is really about teaching, about using the experiences that you've had in the past, the pain, the lessons that we've learned by going through trials and tribulations and coming out the other side healed, using those lessons to be able to help others bear the burdens of life, move beyond the obstacles, turn their pain into learning lessons and passion, and really sort of paying it forward. So with the Sun being in conjunction to the Moon, in opposition of Chiron, this is a challenging aspect. Of course, oppositions signify a bit of a challenge. And while some people, might think of that as difficult or negative, really confrontation, obstacles, limitations give us space to grow. If we don't ever experience any sort of confrontation or opposition, we can't really bear down and get the strength that we need to overcome and come out of the other side. So this is a challenging aspect, but while it is challenging, it's representing this new cycle. Chiron is going to be in Aries, and Aries really is about you, how you present yourself, doing things with raw, direct passion and power. This is really your personal, headstrong, willful, energetic self. And so this is a new cycle. This is an opportunity for us to move into an opportunity to heal, to change, to step forward, but also because it is opposition, and here with the moon, there's going to be a little bit of difficulty. With the moon, it's sort of hiding our pathway, right? The Sun is going to be urging us to go. It's going to be, giving us that life force, that energy. Aries is going to amplify that, right? It's going to be making us feel headstrong and feeling really direct, wanting to amplify that raw energy of the Sun. But because we've got a opposition and a conjunction with the moon, that energy of the moon might hide our exact pathway to do what the Sun and Aries are encouraging us to do. Might be feeling a little stuck, needing to move but not sure what steps to take, needing to move forward but not exactly sure how. And so that is a quick summary of that particular conjunction. Again, that is Sun conjunct Moon in opposition of Chiron, and with Chiron being in Aries. The big lesson there, though, is knowing that we need to move forward to, in the spirit of Libra, we need to make a movement forward to find peace, to find harmony in our relationships. And though we may not know the pathway that we need to take now, there is a pathway that will be illuminated if we go inside and we use the insight, we use the intelligence, we talk things through, with Libra being an air sign. We weigh things out, with Libra being representative of the scales. And we know that eventually peace, harmony will come. So if you're feeling stuck about which way to go, what pathway to take, I encourage you to do what I'm doing and really turn inward, meditate on it, whether you take notes, whether you journal, but really meditate on it. And as this energy of the new moon really hits its peak, I do believe that that insight and that wisdom will come to you. Another alignment that is happening is Sun conjunct Moon opposed Jupiter. So again, Sun conjunct Moon opposed Jupiter. And we already spoke on the Sun, the Moon, and what an opposition is. And of course, Jupiter is an energy of abundance, growth, expansion, thinking big, really thinking beyond the boundaries that we would typically put on ourselves. Really not necessarily going inward, but using what we have by going inward to then turn outward and expand. Jupiter is a huge planet. It is the ruler planet, the ruler of all of the gods. And so this energy is really encouraging us this energy will really encourage things to grow, to be big, to amplify. And with this particular alignment, again, because the Sun, Moon in opposition with Jupiter, this might inflame some of those difficulties. So while that opposition was hiding and giving us difficulties in what we needed to do here in Chiron, it's going to give us some difficulties as well relating to Jupiter. So as we are thinking about the next steps and how we really need to move forward and do some healing, and those karmic lessons, because of that opposition with Jupiter, those difficulties that we talked about before under Chiron, those will be triggered, right? Those difficulties will be magnified. Those fears, that feeling of, I know I need to do something, but I just can't do it. Jupiter will expand on that. The Sun is driving us, Aries is driving us, but the Moon is sort of hiding that pathway. And because Aries is telling us, go forward, go forward, go forward, but that pathway is hidden by the Moon energy, Jupiter is going to contribute to an energy of magnification of that frustration, of those fears. Again, because we can take the time, right, to take that insight, to really delve deep, right, to delve deep into ourselves, discover what is hidden, nurture that inside, those inside emotions and those feelings that we haven't yet really expressed. A level of optimism and faith are also present. when we encounter an obstacle or a challenge, when a limit is imposed upon us, it's not the time to give up, right? It's the time to analyze what's happening. It's the time to recognize the challenge, but also have, hope and faith that things will persist, that difficult times are here, but hope remains. And with hard work, ingenuity, right? With using our logic, using our intellect, of course, which is that air sign in Libra, talking things through with friends, family, right? In the 7th house relationship, weighing out ideas. Libra is scales are the symbol for Libra. So weighing these things out, it creates opportunities for us to overcome these obstacles. So again, while this is a difficult alignment here, opposition of Jupiter and Chiron, Sun conjunction Moon in opposition, there is some difficulty. But we know again that we have the light of the full moon and the ability to think and really weigh things out. Time is always with us. Another alignment that I thought would be interesting to talk about is Mercury conjunct with our North Node. So Mercury conjunct North Node. And in this alignment here, we know that Mercury is an air sign. So the air sign of Mercury and Libra really coming together to amplify us thinking, using insight, getting messages from spirit, being able to, sorry, that's my dog over there digging out bones from his plate. But using those messages from spirit, those divine messages to think, talk, communicate, using our mind, energy, our logic to really kind of, again, turn inwards and discover, think, and weigh things out. With that being conjunct the North Node, our North Node is representative of our future, representative of, our divine North Star, where we are headed in life. It is our life purpose, right? It's our sacred journey. It is the dragon's head, right? It is our fate. So this alignment here, Mercury conjunct our North Node, is really giving us wisdom, realization, that the power of the mind that's guiding us towards our life's purpose, guiding us towards our fate, our future. And with Mercury soon going into retrograde, this is going to give us some time to think on that, to ponder on that. Again, because this alignment here is kind of holding us up, right? And Mercury going into retrograde, there's going to be a growing slow energy. Still growing, still moving forward, but definitely moving slow, intentional, moving in a wise way, right? Using justice, using knowledge, using intellect, using our logic that we receive from Libra, conveying that, whether with other people or within ourselves, right, through Mercury, our thinking, our thoughts, our communication, getting messages from the divine spirit on what pathways that we need to take to heal relationships, expand in a very big way so that we're making our way towards our life's purpose. Because Mercury retrograde will be happening, where Mercury seems to go backwards in the sky. It's going to give us an opportunity to review things, but it will be going retrograde in the sign of Taurus. And we know that Taurus is an earth sign. It is a resource. It's stability. It is wealth. It is Mother Earth. It is feeding. It is nurturing. It is cultivating. And so that Mercury conjunction North Node is going to push us towards the future. But as Mercury goes retrograde, that's almost a tongue twister there, it's going to again be that slow growth. It's going to bring some time, right, for us to really think things through, to weigh things out. It's going to allow us to quiet. It's going to allow us to grow in the right direction, with the sun and Aries really pushing us to go forward, but the moon kind of hiding that pathway, right? Taking any sort of quick steps, quick action could really lead us in the wrong direction. It could lead us away from our North Node. And so with Mercury going retrograde, it's going to give us an opportunity to think on how we're moving, where we're moving, so that as it retrogrades through Taurus, we are really feeding ourselves and we're focusing in on the right areas. And of course, because the energy of Taurus is about sustenance, stability, saving, material concerns, this is really, in my opinion, calling us to focus on saving, putting things away, right? It's springtime right now, and so the trees are growing, animals are coming out, but soon, after summer will come winter. And if you're wise, right, we use this time not only to enjoy the beautiful weather and enjoy the growth season of spring and summer, but also knowing that winter is ahead of us. And so we do need to save. We do need to practice skillful resource management. And I believe that this alignment here with Mercury conjunction North Node, it's asking us to consider how we are building towards the future, so that we'll have that stability and security that is represented by Taurus, and we'll have peace and harmony in our lives, which is represented by Libra. Not only in material concerns, but also in our relationships. Because what fun is it to have everything you need in the world, but not have any friends or partners or family to share that bountiful, beautiful, abundance with. So while we may be feeling a drive, an urge to push forward and really take life by the horns and go, listen to the divine messages that are coming. Make sure that the actions you take are balanced with logic, and don't be afraid to take it a little slow. Insight, knowledge, wisdom comes not only through loss, pain, and experience as represented by Chiron, but also by using our logic, using our mind, connecting with the divine, and listening to those messages, integrating that, and then right, moving forward. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope this has been helpful. It's something that I'm going to be definitely meditating on. And because it's the full moon, definitely remember to get your moon water out, charge your crystals. If you have an opportunity to go out into the full moon, definitely do that. I'm going to be taking my dogs, my little boys on a walk as well. But definitely check in with yourself and take this time to, again, really meditate on things, gain some insight, and let the messages come to you. I'm going to cut it here, and then when I come back, I want to talk a little bit about Mother Isis. She is representative of Libra, justice, fairness. So I'll be giving a little backstory on her and her story of her husband, brother Osiris, and the lessons that she has for us during this full moon. Again, I hope this was helpful for you, and make sure that you come back and check out this next video. And again, I'm wishing you peace, love, and blessings. See you guys for part 2.